Thanks for tuning into the Julian Bakery video blog series. My name is Rebecca and I'm here at Shock Fitness in Pacific Beach, California. Today I want to help you start out and successfully finish a low-carb diet. Here are my 10 favorite low-carb dieting tips. Tip number 1, start off properly. When starting a low-carb diet, make sure you complete your due diligence and know what you're getting yourself into. There are a lot of low-carb myths out there that could potentially ruin your attempt at losing weight, or even worse, compromise your health. Find out as much as you can about each low-carb program so that you can pick the one that you think is best for you. Learn the differences between simple and complex carbohydrates and which foods contain each type. Discover what ketosis is and how to achieve a ketosis state. When initially starting a low-carb diet, your body will go through some major metabolic changes. There are some great references that will help you cope with these changes and adjust your diet as necessary. Tip number 2, don't give up. Starting a low-carb diet is not always easy for everyone. Some people experience physical differences that will indicate that there are adjustments that need to be made. Many people completely cut out carbs from their diet right away, and then they experience fatigue and irritability within the first week. These types of unpleasant responses made by your body oftentimes cause people to discontinue their diet attempt. By easing yourself into the diet and learning about these changes before they happen, you can preemptively avoid problems or quickly resolve them to keep you on track. Tip number 3, eat enough fruits and vegetables. A common misconception about low-carb dieting is that because fruits and vegetables contain carbs, they shouldn't be eaten. Avoiding fruits and vegetables in the long term could cause some serious health repercussions. You're better off thinking of fruits and vegetables as the basis of your diet. The micronutrients in fruits and vegetables will help you prevent fatigue throughout the day. There are certain fruits and vegetables that are best during a low-carb diet, and you can learn about which ones they are on the Julian Bakery blog. Tip number 4, eat enough fiber. Cutting carbs usually means that you're cutting fiber from your diet as well. Additionally, because fiber is considered a carbohydrate, many people stay away from them in a low-carb diet. It is important to know that fiber is not digested like other carbohydrates and therefore not counted in total carb intake. Fiber plays a major role in digestion health, so knowing these facts before you start a low-carb diet can prevent issues in the long run. By eating enough fruits and vegetables, your fiber intake remains sufficient. Julian Bakery's Smart Carb number 1 is the perfect food for a low carb and high fiber intake diet. If you eat gluten-free, check out Smart Carb gluten-free number 3. There are other great low carb, high fiber foods that can be utilized during low carb dieting to maintain a high fiber intake. Tip number 5, count calories. In addition to counting your carbohydrate intake, it is also a good idea to keep track of how many calories you are eating as well. Low-carb dieters often have the misconception that they can eat as much as they want as long as it's all low-carb food. They will still lose weight, but we must keep in mind that other micronutrients, if eaten in abundance, will also be stored as fat. It is important to stay tuned to your appetite. Only eat if you feel hungry and stop eating when you feel satisfied. Tip number 6, plan your diet. One of the biggest issues that dieters experience is not planning their meals. By having diet-friendly foods on hand and packing your lunch, you will avoid referring back to old habits. Before starting your diet, cleanse your kitchen of foods that do not fit into the diet and replace them with foods that do. Surrounding yourself with healthy food is a great way to develop better eating habits. Nothing is worse than being hungry, not knowing what to eat, and settling for the drive-thru. Tip number 7, mix it up. When dieting, it's very easy to pick a handful of meals that work and stick to them, eating the same ones every week. This is a surefire way to get bored of your diet. It's important to eat a variety of foods foods so that you don't become a slave to the same foods. Different foods offer different nutrients and combine to provide a well-balanced diet. Do not settle for food that you just don't like because it fits in your diet. It is possible to still eat your favorite meals, just look for the low-carb versions. Tip number 8, monitor ingredients. Some ingredients used to replace sugar and starch should be completely avoided. Low-carb and sugar-free meal replacement and dessert products are often red flags for dangerous ingredients like maltitol, xylitol, and sorbitol. These sugar alcohols are actually carbohydrates that are not completely absorbed, and they can ferment in the intestines, causing bloating, gas, or diarrhea. These sugar alcohols are actually carbohydrates that are not completely absorbed and can ferment in the intestines, causing bloating, gas, and diarrhea. Tip number 9, avoid the carb ramp up. After successfully losing weight on a low-carb diet, it's easy to begin adding small amounts of carbs back into your diet. Some people seem to do it as a reward for successfully losing weight, others subconsciously. Either way, continuously cheating on your diet will increase carb cravings and eventually cause weight gain. Dieting should be thought of as more of a lifestyle change, or else it could result in a vicious cycle of weight gain that becomes tough to break. Use Julian Bakery's Smart Carb Bread to help keep your carb count low. And the last tip, number 10, exercise. There is a very common misconception that if you are on a low-carb diet, you don't have to exercise. Many people can successfully lose weight while staying sedentary. However, I cannot stress enough how important exercise is. For more than just losing weight, exercising increases metabolism, improves cardiovascular and respiratory health, as well as improves overall sense of well-being. Whether dieting or not, exercise is a very good lifestyle habit to form. We know it's not easy to diet successfully. Don't let these helpful tips go to waste along with your diet attempt. Keep up with Julian Bakery blog for more helpful hints, and use Julian Bakery bread to keep your diet plan going in the right direction. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.